Now we move on to some politics in the race for 2012. Michelle Bachmann told crowds in Iowa the U.S. will not default, even if there is no deal to raise the debt ceiling. The Minnesota congresswoman said the government has enough revenue coming in to keep paying off the debts. Meanwhile, she has drawn criticism from Democrats over comments she made on MSNBC Friday about how the economic climate is affecting her candidacy.
Does it strike you that as the unemployment rate goes up, your chances of winning office also go up?
Well, that could be. I hope so. My candidacy is one that I'm presenting to be a job creator and to turn the economy around.
Richard Fowler is a Democratic strategist, and Susan Del Percio is a Republican strategist, and they both joined me this morning. It's great to both have you here. Susan, I want to start with you. Hearing Bachmann's response, it's kind of cold when you think about the fact that she'd like to see the American economy go south a little bit further. So do Republicans want the economy to tank so they can easily win the White House? Why do they want to see America suffer in the meantime? We're already doing poorly as it is.
Well, I don't think that's exactly what she meant, and while I don't speak for her, I think what she was saying is that when you look at Obama's record on job creation and you look at hers, or for that matter any other Republican running right now, their record or what they plan to do, it will be a stark difference, and the American public will want something different.
What is her record on job creation?
As far as what she's done in the Congress, she's owned a business, she's had real life experience, and that she wants to bring that to the presidency.
Richard, President Obama responded to this dismal jobs figure by saying it was apart from uncertainty over the debt ceiling. But anemic job growth the last time around last month, is the president being realistic by blaming it on the debt ceiling? I mean, how can we connect the dots there when we have the debt ceiling talks that have been ongoing for some time? We know that, but these dots really don't connect for me.
Well, I think they do connect, Thomas. I mean, I think this is what you have to look. What the president's saying is that if you were a Fortune 500 CEO, you'd be like, well, we're really not uncertain of what the government's going to do. We know the Republicans are holding this debt ceiling and this budget debate crisis hostage, and therefore we can't really make hiring decisions. We saw that when the president passed the budget deal during the first shutdown, which was in the April time frame, how we saw a decrease in the unemployment numbers due to the fact that these companies felt assured that the president and the government were going to get their act together. And sadly, I think right now companies don't feel certain, and the reason they don't feel certain is because members of the GOP are, holding the budget hostage, including Michelle Bachmann. The sad part, going to what Susan was saying earlier, the sad part is Michelle Bachmann doesn't have a plan on jobs. No Republican candidate has a clear plan on jobs. Their only plan is that we don't agree with the president, but they haven't created a formidable way how they're going to create jobs or how they're going to stimulate the economy.
And right now the president is focused on deflecting that. And Thomas, I agree with you. I don't see the two connecting, because I don't think you'd hear the president saying if the job report number was very good, okay, now we don't have to focus on the debt ceiling. That wouldn't be a problem. So I agree with you. Those two should not be connected, and that the president is really failing the country right now when it comes to job creation.
Susan, I want to play, though, John Boehner's concerns about not raising the debt ceiling. This is what he had to say on Friday. Take a listen.
We're up against a debt limit. And while some think that, we can go past August the 2nd, I frankly think it puts us in an awful lot of jeopardy and puts our economy in jeopardy, risking even more jobs.
All right, so there we have him saying that this is a real date coming up on August the 2nd. So, Susan, is Michelle Bachmann playing a different and dangerous game by saying that the debt ceiling deadline could be missed?
I'm not going to judge what kind of game she's playing. I don't know what her strategy here is. I agree with Speaker Boehner. I think it is important. I think right now she's running in a presidential primary, and these are her beliefs, just as there are many freshman members of Congress who believe that the debt ceiling should not be raised. And that's actually part of what led us to today's headlines, with Boehner basically wanting a short-term deal.
All right, well, I want to thank both of you. We've run out of time for this segment, but we're going to have you back in the next hour, so I want to ask everybody to stick by. But I want to thank you for now, but we'll see you again shortly, okay?
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much. All right, so it's